There are a lot of unofficial holidays out there. Some of them are harmless, some are just plain funny, and then there are those ones that make you stop and think, how did this become a thing? And who is it for, actually? Steak and BJ Day is one of those. Because depending on who you ask, it's either a playful joke between consenting adults or a perfect example of how low key sexism gets dressed up as tradition. And what's interesting isn't whether people participate, it's why the idea exists at all and why it still makes some people uncomfortable.
This is Taboo Talk, Not Safe for Brunch. I'm Coralie from Vancouver, and I love digging deep and asking the questions no one will.
I'm Amber from Ontario. I'm blunt, cut through the fluff, and get straight to the point.
And I'm Vicky from Manitoba. I'm all about real connection because intimacy starts with trust. Let's get into it.
Since we're talking about Steak and BJ Day, I'll just say it up front. I don't find it edgy. I don't find it playful. I find it sexist, exactly like you said, and not in this dramatic, let's cancel everybody, let's cancel everything way. Just like, how did this become normal? Like, I think it started with a radio joke, because a man was upset that he had to celebrate Valentine's Day.
Absolutely.
Of course, it starts with a man. But I think that when people will say, oh, it's just a joke, it's just a joke, jokes reflect cultural values. Like if you even look at old Saturday Night Live episodes from the 80s and 90s, those jokes would not fly today. They wouldn't fly today. I don't think they're harmless. I think if they were truly harmless, it wouldn't rely on expectations based on your gender, and it wouldn't assume who gives and who receives. Maybe it's Steak and Cunnilingus Day.
Maybe it's a steak and a mutual oral day.
Yeah, calamari and cunnilingus. When's that holiday?
Why is Valentine's Day like they're assuming it's all about the woman,
Right.
and then they're retaliating, okay, well, I want a day too. Well,
Right.
no, it should be mutual both ways.
I mean, I
So
think
you're
he's getting off on Valentine's Day.
Right?
Maybe.
Like, if she's getting off, he probably is too. Doesn't usually
Exactly.
go that with the,
Exactly. So it should be both. It should be
Yeah.
Steak and Oral Day. That's
Steak
it.
and Oral
Steak
Day.
and oral.
Let's
That's the new
rebrand.
name.
Let's
That's
rebrand
rebranding
it.
Let's pitch it.
Yeah. I mean, and also too, the gratitude is just implied. Oh, they're going to be so grateful. And you're expected to be like super enthusiastic. Like you've been waiting for this day all year. You're like, oh my God, March 14th. It's like you're
Like you aren't asked every other day.
Right. Like it's like Christmas. It's the Christmas of the sex. Yeah. And there's no version of this day, like we were saying, where women are surprised by effort. That's why we need calamari and cunnilingus, or just steak and oral.
Calamari.
I don't want
allergic
any
to
of that.
calamari. So maybe chicken.
I'm gonna pass.
Creme brulee and cunnilingus. How's that?
Now you
you're
have
talking.
me. It just took a moment. It just took a moment for you to get me there, but thanks, Cor.
Cocktails and cunnilingus. I mean, there's so many better options. Let's talk about it in relation to sexism, because I think there is this idea that if it's not violent, it's not sexist. And a lot of sexism happens in that casual way, in that joking way, and is very socially accepted. That's why if you have a group of 10 men, one of them makes a sexist joke, the 9 other guys might be thinking, wow, that's awful, but they're just going to slightly chuckle, like no one's going to call him out, right? And it just perpetuates that sexism. It's not Steak and Blowjob Day isn't sexist in that it's aggressive. It's sexist in that it's just assumed. And I think we're done with sexism. We're done with misandry. We're done with misogyny. We're done with all of it.
Yeah. And just the expectation itself, like you said. I think that if a couple were to decide, yeah, we're going to have fun with this holiday, then great, do the things, make it fun, do whatever. Right. No one else cares what's happening in your bedroom or elsewhere. But I think that for someone to assume and we talked about this with Valentine's Day as well, for someone to assume that the flowers, the roses, the chocolates, that all of these things were going to come and happen and none of it's assumed. None of it should be. really, right? Feed each other every day, period. End of story.
Feed each other every day. I love that. That's awesome. So when people say if you don't like it, just don't do it, they're kind of missing the point. The issue isn't whether anyone participates. It's why this idea exists in the first place and why the expectations can be really one-sided. And it becomes really obvious when you compare the fantasy of this day to the reality of adult relationships, because that's what Steak and BJ Day promises. And what actually happens in real life isn't the same thing.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about fantasy versus reality on this podcast.
Yeah. I feel like Steak and BJ Day is like a Judd Apatow movie, you know?
So in theory, Steak and BJ Day is supposed to be fun. It's framed as indulgent and playful, maybe even a little luxurious. I mean, steak is expensive now, and BJ's, depending on your relationship, they come far and few between.
I think there's been inflation in BJ's too.
But the version people imagine and the version that actually happens in real adult lives, it's probably not the same event. Like, they don't even take place in the same postal code.
No.
I mean, I don't know. I'm like thinking hot steak and then beach. Like, are you doing this simultaneously? Are you feeding him as you're giving him a blowjob? Like, what is happening?
First of all, I don't think there should be any sex after food. There should be sex then food. That's the story. I'm sticking to it.
And as someone with TMJ who struggles with both eating steak, giving a BJ, like my mouth is going to need muscle relaxants for 4 days straight after that.
Fair enough. So the fantasy version, all right, it's effortless. There's enthusiasm, time and energy and desire, all magical. Like, it all magically aligns together, right? And that's what I think when people are promoting this, that's what we're thinking is going to happen. It's this awesome, fun, sexy thing that's going to happen. And men love steak and men love BJs. And maybe it's the man that thinks it's going to be amazing. That's the woman. I don't know. In reality, though, I think that someone had to think about dinner, buy the damn food. This is the part I hate the most. Cook the damn food. And then clean up. What happened last night after dinner?
Tell us.
I'm sick. I made dinner last night. And I don't mind. I fill the dishwasher. He empties the dishwasher. We've just got our rolls. But sometimes when your wife is fucking sick, clean the damn kitchen. Anyways, I digress.
Thank God it wasn't steak and blowjob.
I was gonna eat the thing as the steak. I tell you, I was mad. Anyway.
Oh, one more reason Vicky's single.
So people are working, they're stressed, they're full, they're tired. Who the hell, after eating dinner, cleaning up, having to plan it all, cooking it, who wants to go give a blowjob?
Absolutely not.
Not me. I mean, not me most days, but
even those of us who don't mind.
Yeah,
I'm exhausted after all of that. That's not
totally.
No. You order in at least an hour after, have it delivered after I'm done. Like, I'm just saying, you switch it around.
Like, desire just doesn't switch on because the calendar says, "Hey, it's steak and BJ Day. Let's do this."
Yeah.
You know?
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So much easier than figuring out what meds, what hormones, what blah, blah, blah. We need an easy button.
I think everyone would agree.
So, I mean, talk about the emotional mismatch, right? One person anticipates a reward. The other feels expectation. Even when it's unspoken, it's felt. Like,
yeah,
it shouldn't be obligatory. So let's bring it back to the bigger picture. When intimacy becomes performative, it stops being connective. When pleasure is assumed, it loses warmth, especially in long-term or midlife relationships. So that's why I think we're just going to go with steak and oral.
Steak and
oral. Creme brulee and oral. I'd rather dessert. Creme brulee and oral. So if people come away from this day feeling awkward, pressured, or vaguely annoyed, like me, maybe a little angry, it's not because they're uptight. It's because the setup doesn't match real life. And when something consistently misses the mark like that, it causes tension at home, which is why if Steak and BJ Day were launched today, the PR follow would be immediate.
Sure would. Yeah, can you imagine?
Canceled.
It's like would never fly. Okay, so I'm going to be the odd one out here because I actually like Steak and BJ Day. I mean, it doesn't have to be a day for me, but even I could admit that if this were launched today as a campaign, that it would be a PR disaster. The people would eat you alive if you came up with this kind of an event in today's age. This obviously has spanned the test of time. I think it's slowly dying because I hear about it less.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that we should kind of let it die out after this.
I agree. Let's never talk about Steak and BJ Day again.
However, this will live on the internet forever.
Right. Yeah. It will. It will. But Steak and Oral Day, now we're having that.
Yeah. Creme brulee.
We interrupt this episode to bring you some fun flavored lubricant that goes fantastic with Steak and BJ Day. Yeah, you definitely want to add a little fun flavoring to the BJ part. I mean, obviously you have the amazing flavor of the steak, but let's add a little dessert to the BJ part, right? So we have an incredible creme brulee that, of course, you can incorporate our creme brulee Oral Day. This is a water-based lubricant that tastes incredible. And we also have other flavored lubricants. So if creme brulee is not your flavor, we have other lubricants like butterscotch, birthday cake, blueberry muffin, even cinnamon bun. So listen, you want to add a little flavor to your partner's member? This is definitely going to be your thing. Now let's get back to the episode.
So, the name alone is a problem. It's explicit, but it's not mutual. And I think we've addressed that. It centers one person's pleasure. It doesn't even pretend to have any balance to it. So I think that's where I kind of struggle with it. It's very confident for something that explains itself so poorly. There's just not enough information here for me. Let's talk about the language around it. Modern audiences, we kind of expect some clarity, choice, mutual benefit. I love the word autonomy in this situation. But this holiday of sorts, it just assumes participation, like it's an expectation. And we know I don't like expectations. I do what I want, when I want to, how I wish. End of story. So there's no like, are you into this phase? It just kind of skips all of that and goes right to the expectation of this is occurring. Mm-hmm. This can be funny, right? I think we said it before. I think it was picked up originally on radio. It's just kind of a punchy thing to talk about. There can be lots of little TikTok and reels, and the comment sections can go wild. Like, there's a lot of conversation and interaction that can happen around this, but I don't know that it would all be great, but I think it could be funny because we all know my sense of humor is a little off. It could trend for all the wrong reasons, right? We also want to be really cautious of what we're putting out into the world. And I think that we all have a responsibility to that. I mean, we are a very sex positive group, but we are all about consent and we are all about the communication around it and the lack of expectation. If anybody expects me to do anything, the chances of me doing it are nil.
Mm-hmm. Right? Totally. A good way to make it not happen.
Yeah, exactly. So some couples, they've talked about it. They've enjoyed it mutually. Maybe they've personalized it in some way like we've talked about, but pleasure and consent and choice, it's a very different experience than just the idea of Steak and BJ Day. So I like it. I don't like the assumptions behind it. If your holiday only works when people already have great communication, then the holiday really isn't doing the work. The real fix isn't rebranding the day. It's rethinking about how we talk about pleasure in the first place. Because when pleasure is chosen, it's fun. And when it's expected, it's just awkward.
Yeah. Choose creme brulee and oral every week.
Mm-hmm.
Not one day a year. Every damn week.
Yeah. Totally. And if you have the sex and then eat, the calories don't count. They like wipe each other out.
Right?
I like that.
Hey, our calorie-free creme brulee lubricant.
Yes.
Yeah, work off your calories pre-food. I like that. That depends. That decides how much I can eat.
Right? Sex before eating too, especially if you're going out, that's like a mood regulator for everyone.
You should have sex before any time you're going out on a date, anything.
Absolutely.
And if you're alone, take care of your business before you go out, because you will be less likely to make a bad choice out in the wild.
I can't tell you how many people have told me that they wore ugly panties on the first date so that they didn't go home with them, and then they went home.
Or don't shave.
Yeah.
Like no maintenance.
Just Jill off first and then get out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I'll do the no maintenance thing and then I'll be like, damn it. This was a bad choice, Vicky.
Well, thanks for listening. And remember, desire isn't a calendar event, and pleasure works best when it's chosen, not expected. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you celebrate Steak and BJ Day? Do you quietly ignore it? Or do you roll your eyes and make up your own rules, kind of like we did? Send us a message, comment, email. If we share your story, it's always going to be anonymous.
Thanks for filling up a seat at the Taboo Talk Not Safe for Brunch table. If today's episode made you laugh, think, or squirm a little, do us a solid, follow, rate, and leave a review. It's the podcast version of a good tip. Want more unfiltered conversations? Hit the link in the show notes and sign up for our weekly newsletter. It's the stuff that didn't make it on the air.
Until next time, keep it bold, keep it curious, and definitely keep it not safe for brunch.